autism is not caused by vaccines. The science is settled. If you look it up on Wikipedia, it'll say there is no known cause of autism. Let's first talk about what we really know about autism. We know that there's a much higher level of inflammation in the brain with autism. And I'm going to put some links down below from the research done by Dr. Coimbra, who's a neurologist. So the data that he found in autism is that there's chronic inflammation that's not related to a microbe or a pathogen. One study showed that 70% of autistic children had higher levels of autoimmune diseases, which is really interesting. But what's even more interesting about that, a vaccine given to a person does not create an adequate immune response unless you also add something to that vaccine. And that thing that's added to the vaccine is called an adjuvant. Aluminum compounds are the most commonly used vaccine adjuvants. Research shows that aluminum is toxic on multiple levels. It is a neurotoxin. The neurotoxicity of aluminum typically manifests in learning, memory, concentration, and speech deficits. The question arises, what makes the brain particularly susceptible to aluminum toxic impact? When you get an injection with this adjuvant aluminum, it goes up into and it crosses the blood-brain barrier with the help of an immune cell triggered by repeated exposure of unexpectedly long persistence of aluminum adjuvants in the human body. So I'm going to give you Dr. Coimbra's protocol. So the number one thing that he'll give someone is vitamin D3 in higher amounts, 10,000 IUs. High levels of vitamin D3 help to create a calming effect of an overactive immune system. We have a hypersensitive immune reaction in the brain, interrupting the normal function of the brain. So vitamin D. Number two, propolis. This is something that related to what bees make. Propolis greatly helps regulate a dysfunctional immune system, and it's a very potent anti-inflammatory for the brain. But the third thing is probably the most important thing, and it's an oral silica supplement. And the one that Dr. Coimbra recommends is called monomethylcilantrol. And he'll give between 100 to 200 milligrams of the silica 3 times a day. And if the child also has hyperactivity, he will add to this protocol 4 grams of glycinate, which calms down the nervous system. Now, he'll also make some adjustments on that. If the child is too sleepy during the day, he'll cut that down a little bit because it does make you very calm. And I'm going to recommend that you put your child on a low carb diet. So then the brain can start increasing ketones. And I also think that will support the brain, but I'm not making any claims. This is all theory. Go ahead and make up your own mind.